Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new season of Rainbow Six Siege. Today is going to be the official settings video. So I'm going to be going over all of my sensitivity stuff, like my display settings, all that in this video. I'll be going over like my controller, my Xbox settings, all that stuff as well for what I use. So yeah, hopefully these can help you like with your recoil, your aim, whatever. I'll give you some bonus drills as well at the end. And before anybody says I'm not using like Cronus or like Zim Matrix, all that kind of weird stuff. I get accused obviously in the comments, but I mean, I'm telling you, I'm just using a controller. To be specific, I guess I could go over this first. I use the PowerA Spectra Infinity controller, and it is wired because I don't think it's wireless. There's no batteries in this. And then for my earbuds, I use HyperX Clouds. I'm pretty sure they're like the first edition. They're like the red ones. And the little thing that goes in your ear is like black or gray. But yeah, I use earbuds. I don't use headphones. Never been like a headphones person. But with that out of the way, let's jump right into the video. So yeah, I probably have like some clips planned for you guys. But getting into it, the first important thing here, I would say, is dark glare for me. I just feel like I can see faster. Like when the stun goes away when it's dark. I think it's just personal preference though. Most things on this will be, so take everything with like a grain of salt. It's all personal. They might not be for everybody. I do cycle inside camera groups on. And the other important thing here, you want to have your drone after prep at least not automatic. So you can like bait people with drones. I'm sure this is way more common these days. Like a few years ago, a lot of people would always just have this on automatic. Don't know when this actually like came into the game, but yeah, semi just makes it so it'll like kick you off your teammates' drones, if that makes sense. Which I don't really think is a problem. It's not like you're moving it. So okay, so moving on to the HUD settings. I know this video is probably not going to be the longest. I'm just trying to fly through everything for you guys. Also update if you're still around in this video. The new SoloQ will be starting Thursday, and I think tomorrow is going to be like a finale for this last season's. I do have a couple more games, and I also have like a compilation. I played a lot the last night. It was going so well too. I started 9-1. Like I lost my first, and then I won 9 in a row. I was like 16 RP off a diamond or something, and I was going to call it there. Then I started playing like Elo Trappers. But for the people that just want the settings, the only thing I have different in here, I don't use the advanced compass, but I also don't have my health turned on. I feel like I can just see the little bar right there. You can see it on ashes. I think that's enough. I don't really need the numbers. Just find it less distracting, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, getting into the more important stuff. For sound, I use low. I've tried the high a couple times, but I feel like low is better. It's more like night mode, like before. Nothing crazy here. I don't have like the music on. That's pretty much all. I have VSync off. I did try on a couple times before. Somebody in the comments did tell me it gives like a slight delay, even though it looks smoother. So I'd recommend having this off. I did feel that way as well when I tried it one time after. So always been off since. Definitely want performance if you're next gen. If you're not, I definitely recommend the upgrade. I'm using the S. I'm not even using the X. Even this is good. For your FOV, this is important as well. I'd recommend having anything above 75 at least. I was playing some unranks the other day, and my god, man, people were using like 60 all over the place, and it was like PC lobbies. I just do not recommend that low. Yeah, pretty much anything between like 75 and 90. I would never go below like 83 maybe, but I've been using 84 for so long now. Probably not gonna switch. Also, people ask like why my HUD is zoomed in like this. It looks like smaller. I feel like that is better just to see everything quicker in game. You can see right now I'm like making it bigger. So I have mine turned all the way down for both. And then my brightness is 65. Okay, on to the even more important stuff. Vibration obviously disabled, but again, personal preference. I've seen some people actually use this somehow. Definitely want your gadget, drone, and leaning all on advanced and alternate. The leaning basically lets you lean from the hip, kind of like PC can. As long as you like press the two buttons together fast, if that makes sense. Would definitely recommend. I say a lot of stuff is personal preference, but if you're not using the alternate and like advanced for these, you're kind of trolling yourself. I feel like you just have a higher ceiling with that. So default controller layout. I've had people ask like, what do I crouch with or whatever. On the Power A, I use the left paddle to crouch. I don't use the right one, but I have that set to my B. If you're using like a standard controller, I'd recommend using RB to crouch. It's a little weird to throw gadgets. You can't really like aim while you're throwing them perfectly, but I think it is recommended. That's what I used before when I had a standard. So, yeah. Never really tried updated controller rotation. Never will, I don't think. So classic there. And for my sensitivity, this might look crazy. I use 55 vertical. I know most people use like 40, something like that. I switched to this probably over a couple years ago now, and I have never switched since actually. 55-80. That's how my aim is like so consistent. People ask all the time like how I play consistent like this, and yeah, I would recommend learning a Sens. Back in the day when I wasn't as good at the game, I would like switch my Sens more often than not, like way too much. And yeah, I just feel like you can't really like get as consistent that way. Like maybe you all flashes, but I'd really recommend learning one. Yeah, learning the vert, like being that high was tough, but I feel like in the long run it's helped me kind of like control high recoil guns. That's why I use so many horizontals instead of vert grips. Just because like the guns don't really have that much vert kick for me. Like I barely have to pull. And for dead zones, I use 8 and 2 currently. I was using 7, but my left's kind of drifting, so it went up a little bit more. And this will probably go to 3 eventually. But that just depends on your controller. ADS, I use 25, 43. I have this set to 40, if that matters. I've heard some people say it does, but I have no idea. This is what I used to use. And yeah, here's the rest of the stuff. Just in case. I have all these disabled though and set to 0. Never really liked the advanced ones, but I heard they do help. Just not for me. Okay, last thing for the accessibility tab, I do use the black optic color. I feel like it's the less distracting. But yeah, I feel like it just lets me focus on like my surroundings and when I'm actually shooting instead of the reticule. I'm debating maybe even turning this lower just so I can like see where I'm shooting or like aiming my reticule. Sometimes the thick ACOG like blocks, but not terrible. And yeah, we've already seen all of this. I do use, well, I've always used like the enemy set to blue. I feel like it's easier to see like claymores and stuff. Yeah, so as promised, I was gonna give you guys like a couple drills kinda to practice your aim, recoil, all that stuff. So for the shooting range, one good drill for your aim especially, maybe try like one tapping, one run, and then just shooting infinitely since you have the infinite magazine ammo set to on. You know, just try to flick to those balls as fast as possible, see what you can get like as a high score. I use the small ball just because it's a little tougher, and you gotta be like way more precise than the big one. And yeah, 4 for the target, it's random and random. So you'll get kind of like a good mix of everything, and then 60 seconds as well. I feel like 120 is like too long at once. Your hands will probably start cramping by the end. But yeah, these are my shooting range settings. Okay, so another good drill, the last thing I'm going to talk about in this video, good bonus thing, especially for recoil, as the speaker's going to talk over me. I feel like that happens every time. But yeah, just kind of aim at a wall, you can shoot infinitely. This is going to be really good for like your muscle memory right here. You can see mine's jumping a little bit there. There we go. Kind of gotta give it a good couple of shots. Yeah, maybe like flick back and forth. Now you see that one really lit up there. Yeah, you see the more I do it, the better it will get. The sound eventually just glitches completely out of there as well. But yeah, that's a really good drill for recoil. Especially like high recoil guns. I know the R4C is not like the super highest, but yeah, I'm way over controlling the SMG-12. Jeez. Oh. Yeah, you see, even it takes me like a couple of tries to get it down. That's why another important thing is like warming up. I'll probably do a warm-up video soon for you guys. I meant to do that before, but then didn't play the game for a few weeks, so kind of got sidetracked, but I do want to get that out for you soon. I have some footage and stuff, so yeah, warm-up guide should be decently soon, I'd say. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. Once again, the SoloQ season should be starting Thursday. I got an account. I'm all set up, so yeah, it should be good there. And then tomorrow for you guys should be the finale for the SoloQ, like I said, for this past season. So I got a lot of footage for you guys. Hope you will enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, leave a like down there below. Subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.